In this video, I'm going to look back at the 13 years that I've been a creator, as they call them, I guess, here on YouTube. And how it all started. I've always had a love for firearms of all types and photography. I was an avid photographer, a lot of stuff on 35 millimeter. When I was a kid, I even used my dad's old 8 millimeter, and they had Super 8s. We used to make little movies in that, or people would make movies at parties, weddings. My Uncle Matt was a great uncle of mine. He had a huge library of every christening, every wedding, every graduation, every marriage in the family. He loved to take all types of photographs, be it movies. He had one of the real early Polaroid cameras. It was humongous, and I remember he showed me how to use it, and I'd take pictures. That's where he had actually wiped the photograph. Not like it was in the end where it just spit them out and they developed. You had to pull it out, wait with a timer, peel the cover off, and then fix it with something. It was pretty wild. So it's photography is something I've fooled with all my life, and guns. Okay, so I kind of mixed them together, and it all started all those years ago. We're going to go to a military reunion in California. My wife's never been out to San Diego or California, so she suggested that, camcorder. I bought this camcorder specifically to go on a trip. She wanted me to take footage and record our trip. You can take stills with this, but she wanted to have that because we did have an older camera when we first got married. Actually, my grandmother, my uncle had it. It was one that used a miniature tape you'd put in there, and our wedding and several vacations we went on, we filmed, and the tapes are still somewhere down there. I don't think anybody's looked at them in over 20 years, so there you go there. Well, anyway, that's what we did. We got the camera. We were going to go on this trip, and for some reason, this firearm here, this is a Pedersoli copy of a 1777 French musket. And a strange story about this firearm, I bought it back during and I know people don't like it, the assault rifle ban. When they banned all military style guns and AR-15s and that back in the 90s, I said, you know what, maybe I'll get into black powder. And I started assembling, and this is the first replica black powder piece that I bought all those years ago. And I took it out, learned how to fire it, studied it, bought all kinds of stuff for it. And I've had it ever since then. And every now and again I take it out, and it's fun to shoot a musket from that time period. So I said, let's drag it out. And I don't remember why. I just said, well, we're testing the camera. I said, let's take this thing out and shoot it. And the first video I made on YouTube, and there will be a link to it down there. I don't even think it's a minute and a half long. I was firing this at a target at roughly 25 yards or so. And that's how I got my start. I just posted that little clip because I was watching videos on YouTube, but I wanted to put one on, so I did. And that was it. The first video 13 years ago was with this musket right here now, and that's how I got my start. I just recently hit 22,000 subscribers and made a video prior to that about that, and it was something I did because back in the early days of all the social media and stuff, you used to brag how popular you were, be it like on Facebook or I can't remember what the hell the name of the other social media network was. But how many friends you had. And with YouTube, it was how many subscribers you had. So there were all these, and people still do have drives for subscribers. People ask you, I ask you to subscribe too. Subscribers are an important part of being a creator, okay? And so it took off from there. I started making videos about different firearms and reloading, and just the early videos from them were just basically how to use a sizing die, and explained how to use all the different reloading blocks, reloading tools and this and that. And it kind of took off from there. It was something I just did to, pass the time. I didn't get fancy. I don't have graphics. A lot of people do a much more professional job with, graphics and music, and I just turn the camera on, let it fly, and I found it works. People like it. So, but thinking back on it, now that I had some time, just my thoughts wandering. Interesting thing about it is all the people that I've met. YouTube was very different 13 years ago than it is now. And some of the other creators or people that I met when I first started off was The Gun Geek, Log Cabin Loon, Teleoceras, were some of the guys I was really connected to. And of course, through The Gun Geek, that's when I met 314 Sportsman and Rod. Rodney's got his side-by-side channel, those fellas. And I kind of stay in touch with them somewhat over time. Log Cabin Loon, what it was all about was the Mosin Nagant craze. Back when Mosin Nagants were flooding the country and you can get them for under $100. We all made tons of videos. We all talked about Mosins, and at that time it was super, super popular. Okay, everyone. Even though, all the other creators kind of did specialize in other things, we all were there in the Mosin craze, and those were pretty great days, because the Gun Geek and that, we used to issue these challenges, go out and shoot your gun at 100, 200 yards at a target, and whoever gets the best score, we give them a prize, like a little sight adjustment tool or something. The channel will try to sponsor this. Well, me and the Gun Geek tried that, and kind of didn't really work out much. I think the most we ever had was 3 people do it. But I found that a lot of people don't like to look foolish on camera, or don't like to appear on camera at all. But it was fun, and I've been in touch with them fellows all these years. Log Cabin Loon, I guess he had at the time a beaver problem, and he went out and got one of them with a Mosin Nagant. But he did several gun videos, and then now I guess most of it is just a commentary. He tries to get one up every day, and he just sits in front of the camera and states his mind. And his channel is very popular, and he has a lot of subscribers. Okay, so that's something. He's been a staple of YouTube or in the gun community for a long time, along with the Gun Geek and that. There's several newer guys that have come up and do the military surplus and that and everything. But a lot of the days of going out and shooting the guns and kind of having like a challenge, because at one time you could link your video to somebody's video. That doesn't exist anymore. So like if the Gun Geek made a video going out and shooting his Mosin at 100 yards, I can make a video, then I'd ask him for permission, and then he would link it. And then if you've seen his video, everybody that wanted to link their video to it on the same topic could. So there were a lot of things on YouTube that you used to be able to do, and it was a lot of fun, a little bit more friendlier environment at the time, according to Google, than it is now. There really was no censorship. The Gun Geek also was famous for his video rants. When he'd see something or something, he'd bring up a topic of discussion, and it would get pretty intense. But now I guess that's not allowed, to point out somebody's obvious misgivings on a topic and then carry on about it. I guess comes under the bullying thing. And then another thing, there used to be, if you wanted to sell something, you could just post a video, say, hey man, this is what I want to sell, contact me, and do it, and then just delete the video. I used to do that quite frequently with reloading equipment and things like that. Now that's anything with firearms or ammo or guns or anything is forbidden. Even I got burned and suspended because I said something, if I cast up extra bullets, they'd be available, and they shut the video down and suspended me over it. So things are different. A lot of channels got shut down over making a political statement. That's another thing. It was also a platform. A lot of the statements or just making a video stating your opinion on something that was important to the people interested in your context. I had a lot of subscribers because I did that. I did that about health issues. I did that about, how little by little our personal freedoms are being, encroached. And that is not allowed depending on the context of what you say. So it is a bit different. But I look back at it, I've kept the channel up. I didn't get shut down. I had to delete a lot of my work, mostly all the stuff with the 80% receivers, and that was a shame because those were popular. I mean, my demographics were off the chart with that, but that's why they had to have it taken down. I had to delete more than 100 videos to keep the channel intact. But I can't complain, I still do it, and this is when I was thinking back after all these years, do I go on and do I keep doing it? Actually, coming up with the other content and that about the precious metals, I went forward and started another channel, and I didn't realize after 13 years how difficult it is to start a channel. I mean, you have absolutely no features. You're not allowed to put ads or anything after you've obtained so many subscribers. I mean, the rules are, because I've been doing this so long, none of those rules apply to me. And when I tried this other channel, I'm like, man, I mean, I had like 4 or 5 videos up there pretty quick, but you're not getting no views because you're not having them put out. Until I went and asked, I made a video and asked some of the guys, just help me out here, and it worked. About a week or so, I got my people subscribed for me, and now I'm actually getting views, and people are contacting me about the content that I'm putting out. Not so much firearms. I guess there's enough people that like firearms and the Milsurp stuff, but are also interested in the other topic. So when I had my live here this last weekend, I had a couple questions, and now I got a reason to make a video and some content from my other channel too. But I just wanted to get back to where this all started for me all those years ago with my trusty French musket here. And I'm going to try, once I get some things straightened out here, I got to start getting out to the range and making some videos. And we'll take this gun out there, because when I did a questionnaire type of thing about what content most of my subscribers wanted to see, and the vast majority of them, the black powder firearms, matchlock muskets, flintlock muskets, were specifically asked for. So, I heard you fellas. I just haven't kind of got around to it. Just kind of taking it easy in my retirement and catching my breath, put it to you that way. Getting things where I get my head clear, and, I'll make some more content and I'll get these old guns out and start using them, and, we'll enjoy it, have fun shooting them, and make some more content videos, Alright, well, that's it, and I'd like to thank all the people who have stuck with this channel. I'd like to thank all the other creators who are friends of mine over all the years, and even the new ones out there. There's some other people I haven't mentioned because I've just recently got in contact with them, and we're collaborating on a few things and trying to get some more stuff out there about the mill surplus market and all that other fun stuff. So that's my trip down memory lane. Alright guys, thank you for your support, being subscribers, being members, and all the people that I've known all these years that I've met through YouTube. Thank you. Okay.